saying out loud. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode. What's in your head? In your head, zombie, 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 in your head, in your head. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes I gotta hit you with that old school acapella from a fella. How you doing there? Yella? Anyway, this is stupid, ladies and gentlemen. What the fuck are we doing here today? Listen, why did The Walking Dead never utilize that song? What's in your head? Best movie that utilized it was Army of the Dead. At the ending, the Cranberries. It's in your head. Acoustic version. Head. It's a phenomenal song. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome. Okay. Who knows what's going on with the world today? No one does. Listen, everybody's just guessing. Here's the fucked up thing about becoming an adult. Okay? You realize everybody's just out here swinging for the moon. We're just all just like, huh? Trying to figure it all out. That's the great thing about childhood, is you're just like, oh yeah, the adults got this. They got this all figured out for us. They got it. I'm just on autopilot, eating fucking Otter Pops and chasing pigeons around. You know? That's what you think. You're like, oh yeah, corporate world and everything. There's guys with suits that are taking care of this. And then you become an adult and you're like, holy fuck, I should have been really stressed out as a kid. You know, even when the 2008 market crash happened, the housing, I was in college and I was just like, oh, houses are cheaper? That's good. But then you realize all these fuckfaces, they don't really know what to do. They don't know. Dude, you look at Nancy Pelosi. I'm not getting political here. But sometimes she's got this like wide-eyed look in her eyes and she's just like, oh, like she's a goddamn lizard that snuck into being a person and is just hoping no one finds out. That's what I see when I look at her. Joe Biden too, looking like a goddamn salamander out there. Just getting confused sometimes. Hey man, here's the deal. We're going to build back better and we're going to get me a rock in the sun that I can lay on. And then you see him fucking lick his own eyeball. And he's like, what? Hey, man. Oh, come on, you stupid son of a bitch. It's crazy. This is like, what's that term they've been using? Mass psychosis. Where it's like they slowly cook a lobster. Where it's like if they just did something quick, they jumped to 0 to 100 real quick, you'd be like, whoa, no, back the fuck up. But they've just like moved it slowly for so long. Like, here's the push. Okay, back off. And you're like, okay, I still have all this. We're fine. They take a little bit more. You're like, hey, whoa. And they stop. And you're like, okay, I still got this much. They've pushed things to the point where it's like, dude, it's just common knowledge that everybody's like, yeah, our president doesn't know what the fuck's going on in the world. Nah, yeah, but it's better than the mean tweets we had before. Huh? That's my new sound effect for what's going on in the world. Whenever anybody tries to justify current things. Huh? That's how I feel. It's just kind of crazy times, you know? It's like, is this how it always is? Where you kind of always feel like the world is in chaos? You know? I heard a great joke by this comedian at, I forgot where I was. It might have been Flappers in LA. But this girl had this joke and she says, people always talk about how racially we've never been more divided as a country. And this was like in 2020, 2019. And she goes, there was a time when this country was literally at war and split down the middle, like the North and the South, the Civil War. And it's like, there's right now, I feel like it's chaos because everything's connected via social media. So we're seeing all this stuff go on. But it's like, has this stuff been happening forever? And this is like one of the most least chaotic times? but it's like where you want to be informed. So again, the news catches you because you're like, I want to stay up to date on all this stuff going on and all these things, and then I get looped up in it. I get looped up in the agenda. I don't really go to the media for my news, but I just start digesting it online. You want to know what's going on, and it gives you some sort of relief to at least have an idea about what's going on in the Middle East. Huh? Is that where this war's at? Huh? The Russia-Ukraine debacle, if you will. I love that Joe Biden's been saying, hey, you can blame Putin for all this inflation. Bitch, this just happened. This just started. We had inflation before this. Nah, man, listen. It's still that rock that I can lay on in the sun and lick an eyeball, huh? Maybe just catch a fly or two, It's crazy that there's real conspiracies out there thinking that Biden was replaced with like a robot and he just fucking malfunctions. Dude, if the government came out and they were really that advanced, I'd be impressed. I'd be like, okay, you guys have just been playing dumb. Because that'd be the thing to do. Just seem grossly incompetent, but you really are like the puppet masters. You just hear Succession music playing. And it's just really Joe Biden like is a robot. He's just, the real Joe Biden's been on a beach somewhere on a rock, just licking his own eyeball. Anyway, it is crazy though with inflation. Gas prices soared. Okay. And listen, I was driving a little too much the last couple of weeks. I think I spent something like $180 in 1 week. And I was like, I'm about to fuck around and give up this whole driving thing altogether. I'm about to just fucking, and anything I do, I'm hoofing it from now on. I'm stealing a bicycle from a little kid, bling, bling, and I'm just fucking hoofing it. Those are my two options. Okay, because this gas shit is ridiculous. And your boy, listen, you think it's cool to have a truck. And I don't really have like that truck complex where it's like, yeah, I want to just drive a truck and blah, blah, blah. But it's dope to have one. I realize, here's the thing. If I get it. There's a couple things about driving trucks that are good and bad. The good, you're higher up. You feel safer for some reason. And you got this bed in the back where you can just move shit around. And I be moving shit. We moved to Texas. We moved from another spot to Texas to another spot in Texas. Furniture, buying stuff that we needed. And it's just been nice to have that and not need to rent a van or rent a truck to move this stuff. Just having that option. Those are the good things. And you just feel more secure in it. You're higher up. I feel like if I got into an accident with a Civic, I'm just rolling over it monster truck style, and I'm probably won't even know what happened. I'll just keep going. But then the cons, gas prices. Okay, because your boy is in an older truck. I got a 2006 F-150 V8 XLT, 4-wheel drive, work truck, man truck. This thing just ain't for looks. All right. That's what's crazy about some people. There's a culture of driving trucks where I look at it and I'm like, that truck has never even had anything in the bed. They're like, nah, man, I just like to keep it nice. Sometimes I put a little, I don't know, I'll put a baseball back there sometimes if I need to store something, but nah, it's just for looks. Like they'll just close it up and they just want to drive a truck. And it's just this insane truck. They have a car payment of like $800, $900 a month. And I'm just like, why? If you never fill it up, why? So, my gas prices, I'm thinking I'm getting like 12 to 13 to 14 at best miles per gallon. You know how brutal that is? When I live about 20 miles away from Austin and I got to drive there and back every single day. That shit adds up, son. That shit adds up. it gets a little pricey. Have I been looking at hybrid Corollas and shit? Yeah, I'm thinking about adding something. But we got to see what these gas prices do. We got to see where they go. And that's the things that all feels manipulated. It feels like they've been, you want me to dive into a conspiracy? It feels like they've been pushing this whole green energy, efficient energy, whatever you want to call it. And any way to get these gas prices higher. If I was to have a conspiracy, that would be it. Is that, and it's like some crazy things. I forgot what page I follow. It's like Unwoken Narrative or something like that. It's so crazy that woke has been so commandeered that being woke is now a terrible thing. So it's now the cool thing to be is unwoken. So that sleep narrative. How dope is that? Let's go to that. Where it's like, nah, we're not woke. We're sleep. And it's like, that's the next level of being awoke. Is you're so woke, you're asleep. That's where I'm at. At least for now. But they've been pushing like these different bills and blocking things to try, I think, to raise oil because they want to bring in renewable energy, which is controversial because we don't know how efficient in the long run it's going to be. We don't know. But honestly, if you think about the planet, how is sucking oil, this protective magma, this oil slick layer in our earth, the crust, how is that good for us? It can't be good for the planet, right? There's going to be a point. Like, isn't oil supposed to be there to help with what are they, tectonic plates? I'm just talking on my ass right now. But aren't they supposed to like be a barrier for the magma that's in the center of our earth and our surface? Is that what's causing global warming? Is all the oil that's being pulled out of the earth? It's a good theory. I'll tell you that right now. But I don't know. Do we use the earth for its resources, and then do we leave Earth? Is there a point where humans were just like, we're out, we're on to the next one, and then we just start jumping planets? If we live, like if we don't nuke ourselves, we have to go extraterrestrial, right? We're becoming a multi-planet organism, and we're just going to spread throughout the ecosystem, right? We're going to have to. We're going to run out of resources here. I just wish I was going to live long enough to see all that. Like, how dope to be. I mean, I don't know. Where you could just leave the planet. You can go to a different planet. You go visit some people who are just like, and you're fucking on Mars. There's going to be a fucking statue of Elon Musk there. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. Who knows where the future's going, ladies and gentlemen? We don't even know. Listen, this whole Russia-Ukraine thing. Russia went wild and banned Instagram. Kind of a crazy move. I had no idea how intense Putin was in the sense of restrictions. I was planning on talking about this on the podcast. I actually heard this in a Two Bears, One Cave. Shout out to Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. They were talking about all the things that Putin has banned in Russia. From you're not allowed to grow a beard if you're under 70 years old. No driving black cars. It's $60,000 if you want to date a foreigner. Like if you want to marry someone who's not from Russia, it costs you $60,000 to get that fucking that exotic import. You know what I'm saying? How crazy is that? That right there should be like, all right, we need to get rid of Russia. We need to get rid of Putin because he's just been changing shit. Apparently, he changed all the months, the names of the months, to his family member names. Like he just said, fuck this shit. No more January. It's Elizabeth. You know? Like he just did that because he could. It's kind of a baller move. But he banned Instagram. Which is, it's a weird move. And then it's like, is there just VPNs so you can just get around that? But apparently, this motherfucker has banned Pornhub. Porn is not allowed in Russia. Hey, if I go on Pornhub, there's a lot of Russians. So someone's not telling the truth around here. But here's also the move, is it's not a terrible idea what he did by banning porn for his people. Okay? Because he said, you don't need to watch this shit. Just go out and have sex. Hey, Putin. Not everybody can just be Putin it in anyone they want. That was a bar right there. Okay, not everybody is the dictator of Russia and can just have whatever they want. There's a lot more work involved in that. And sometimes porn can stop you from making bad ideas. This is the pros and cons of porn. It's the pros. Sometimes you want to pursue someone and something that has all these bad red flags and everything, and you're just like, what? You're not thinking straight. You're thinking with the wrong head. And then all of a sudden, you clear the pipes and you're like, wow, I just avoided a mistake. It's like when, remember when, was it Aladdin or Genie was under a spell? And he was like, I must. And he was like under control. Just bust a nut. And then you're like, whoa, what happened? Where was I? And then you realize you get some clearing. That's the pros, but you can also get that with just self-love, masturbation, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I feel weird saying that right now. I don't know why. But there's a downside to porn, which is obviously the addictive side of it, the dopamine releases, unrealistic views on sex and relationships, fucks people up, gets you addicted to it. And I don't know if that's good for society. I wonder if there's any statistics on the level of depression and mental health issues with the increase of porn. I feel like I've seen a stat like that, where it's like the increase of this, there's definitely a trend line we can follow that's an increase in this related to porn, which wouldn't be a terrible move. And that's the thing, is like, do we just decide we're going to wild west it? No laws, no restrictions. We let people be a slave to their desires. You know, do we just have a free world like that? Or do we try to instill some kind of parameters for people to be able to get out of their own way? That's a slippery slope, right? The greater good. Let me help you. You can't help yourself, so I got to help you. Look at me. Now I'm becoming the goddamn government. Okay? All right. Listen, free titties, free dickies, balls, whatever you like to watch for everyone. All right? I don't even know what the answer would be. I don't know. But it's a bold move just to ban it. Be like, nah, you guys don't watch that shit. Those Americans, they watch that shit. But not us. Not us. I saw that the White House was briefing TikTok stars on the Ukraine war. This stuff makes me like... It's like idiocracy, for real. Where we're just like, this is what it's came to. Is we're going to have weird dance trends and shit about the Ukraine war and fighting Russia. Like, I just want to see what those meetings look like. Where you're all on Zoom. You got the fucking salamander president. He's just sitting there. It's not even him. He's in some fucking echo chamber floating like Wolverine when he's healing. Just trying to get him ready for a press conference. He's just been there fucking floating. We have some White House briefer on the Zoom. Hey guys, okay, Lil Jojo and fucking, I don't know, TikTok names. Jezebella, I don't know. We're here to talk to you guys about something very serious. And in the background, you just see their fucking stupid dance lights going off, like in the rooms, like on all you see on TikTok people. And there's one person just fucking practicing. They're like, I just like to dance when I get nervous. This is pretty serious. And they're just doing this shit. But this is what's come to, like, and they're sitting there with like 18-year-old kids. And they're just like, hey, we need you guys to be educated on this because you guys can educate people on TikTok. Huh? What? And then it's weird because TikTok is owned by China. And then China is an ally of Russia. So this is going to be a weird little circle of things happening on TikTok. Okay? It was also weird. This happened with TikTok in Ukraine, or TikTok in the White House with vaccinations, where they were pushing, there were the fucking influencers on TikTok to be getting people to push vaccines, which is a weird move. It's just weird. All right. I even saw on YouTube, there was like, kids' vaccines are now approved. So go ahead and get that done. It's safe and effective. Oh, safe and effective for the kids who don't need it? Huh? Well, you get the kids vaccinated, then it'll protect the teachers, and it'll protect the teachers. Well, if the person's at risk, shouldn't they be vaccinated? Now it's on these little kids who have no risk, rarely any risk at all. Huh? There's an article today. Fucking Deltacron. The Decepticon variant is now coming out. It must be slowing down with the Russia-Ukraine stuff if we're now starting to bring back up COVID. Because that shit disappeared. COVID said, hey, I'm going to sit the next couple rounds out while y'all deal with this shit. COVID is very, it's very helpful. It's very accommodating to our needs as a society. You know? This is my prediction. I don't think COVID goes away. I don't think it ever goes away. I don't want to see, there has to be a point where we go, no restrictions, no vaccine passports, none of this shit, because that's just that gets really weird. And that's what I'm afraid of. That's like the one thing is, because I think at South by Southwest, there's, you're supposed to have to show your passport to get in there. If you don't know what that is, it's a huge festival in Austin that's going on currently. I'm going to go check it out today. But like vaccine passports, like I feel like there's a, I don't know. It's just weird that we're in 2022 and we're still talking about this. We're still having to deal with it, and it's still evolving with restrictions. They're saying like the mandates are starting to loosen up. It's weird that they are loosening up in the midterm elections. It's so predictable. It's so weird. All right. But listen, this isn't a political podcast. What it is it's just what's happening. All right. Because I don't have an official party. I'm a libertarian, baby. I believe in liberty for all. And you should too. And if you don't, you should go to China or Russia. See how it's going down there. All right, let's switch gears, ladies and gentlemen. Harry Potter, the boy who lived. Did I plan that? No. That's just what came to me when I heard that song. Ladies and gentlemen, he's coming back. The GOAT, the greatest of all time, numero uno, the QB of Suvi. Doesn't make sense. Tom Brady is coming out of retirement. Tom Brady said, fuck them kids and my wife. I got ball is life. Okay, if you don't know, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. Hands down. Do I know a lot about football? Nah, but I know Tom Brady. And I've watched this man in action. Definitely like a savant, genius at what he does. And he keeps retiring. He spent 2 months at home with his kids, kissing his kids on the mouth. If you haven't seen those videos, look it up. He kissed his father on the mouth. Like not even just we're talking about like that's what he hits his pops with. And then he does it to his kid. There's the weirdest video of Tom Brady. He's like laying on some massage therapist bed or something. And his kid walks by, sees him, and tries to get out of the room, and he goes, hey, 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 where's my smoochie? The kid awkwardly on camera has to walk in there. Who knows what happens off camera? He has to awkwardly walk in there, walk up to his papa, and he gives him a kiss. He goes, and he walks away. And then Tom Brady has the audacity on camera, the GOAT. He goes, that was like a peck. Hey, Tom, what else would you want from the kid? How weird would it have been if the kid just went back to him and was like, Could you imagine? But he really does this with his kid. You got to look it up. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a Google. It'll make it cringe. I can't be the only one who has that cross to bear. Okay. But this man wasn't even retired for like 2 months. And I'm sure everybody has talked about this. It's way too obvious of a joke to just be like, he stayed home, hung out with his wife and kids, and was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. This shit is boring. Is that what it is? Is there some people who they're just like, I can't handle regular life because I've lived such an intense life that just being home, running errands, buying groceries, going to the kids' carpool, you know? Do you think he was just like, you know what, fuck all this. This ain't for me. It's got to be such a rush when you're in a football stadium and everybody's chanting your name. And the intensity and the adrenaline of like, hike. And then you just run back and it's just like chaos. You're just like, so perfect spiral. Touchdown, Brady. And then you cut to him on a fucking Tuesday afternoon, just staring out the window at some crows on the lawn. And he's just looking at them. And he's like, yep. About 30 more years of this. Right? Having to talk to other parents of your kids. Not other parents of your kids, like some polygamy. Like other parents. That's something I'm fucking scared about. If you want to break me down, you want to hear me say it. I'm scared of having to interact once I have kids with other kids' parents and deal with that whole world of having your kids go spend the night at someone else's house and then having to become friends with their parents and also vetting other parents where you're just like, I can't just let my kid go spend the night over there. I have to know who you are. I gotta do a fucking background check on you. And then I gotta see what your other kids are like. I gotta know about your kid. I gotta see everything. I gotta walk through your house. But even before that, of just having to go to fucking baseball games and barbecues and other fucking shit kids gotta do. And then having them fucking ear beat you about some bullshit. Especially if they're just regular people who are just like so lost in the rat race that they want to talk about golf. Is that what life is? Because I don't want to be a part of it. I get it, Tom. I get it, Brady. Me and you back on the field. Just fucking throwing them pigskins, you know? Dude, and it's like, people want to talk about their kids and then they didn't want to tell you about how they're doing in class. And well, blah, blah, blah is doing this and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't give a shit what your kid is. I don't care. And people trying to brag about their kids. Well, he's reading at a 4th grade level and he's in 4th grade. Wow. 4th grade reading still stutters. I'm supposed to be impressed by that. You want to blow me away? Show me a video of your kid juggling knives at 8 years old. Okay? Have your kid, if you want to come to me, come correct. And have your kid doing something that I can't do. Okay? Because I'll tell you right now, I can read at a 4th grade reading level. Okay? Possibly 5th. Okay? I don't mean to brag here. I don't mean to get too braggadocious. But people love that shit. People just start throwing stats at you. and they do this, and they are doing this, and blah, 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 blah. And where do you want to go to school? And there's like a kid that's rehearsed of where he wants to go to college. He's like, I want to go to Stanford and be a doctor. And the little kid's already dead inside. You're like, that's great, little Timmy. That's great. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry I got so angry. Ever since Russia banned Pornhub, I haven't been right, okay? Tom Brady, good luck coming out of retirement. I forgot what your girl's name is. Ghislaine. I'll tell you right now, someone else is going to start jizzing on that Ghislaine. What? It even makes sense. I just meant Tom Brady's going to be back at work. She's going to get lonely. All right, listen. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for that. We were having such a good moment, and I just had to fucking dirty it up, okay? We're going to class it up on this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We were all over the place today. I hope there was something that you enjoyed in there. Maybe it was the jizzing on Ghislaine. I don't know if that's even her name. Giselia. We're going to stop right there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Remember, no matter what, just like Tom Brady, I still love you. And that was just a peck.